Hello and welcome back to JW's Dugout. John here. Happy Tuesday. And guys, I'm back. It took me a week and a half, but I'm back. I'm back from vacation. My wife and I celebrated our anniversary with 5 pretty incredible days in Ireland. Took some extended time off of work as well. Actually, my first vacation days of 2025, which might be a little late because we're already in August and the year is slowly creeping toward an end. So I do apologize for the lack of content over the last, almost 2 weeks. But between, the trip and then catching up on work and spending some time with the kids, can really only fit so much into my busy schedule. But we're back on track now. Really quick, just want to talk about Ireland. What an incredible opportunity to get away with my wife for a little bit, celebrate our anniversary, like I mentioned. The kids, of course, had some nice quality time with the grandparents. It was difficult being away from them after the first day. We felt a little guilty, but we realized this is just a once-in-a-lifetime trip, celebrating a major anniversary, and really just had an unbelievable time. We started off in Dublin, toured the Guinness storehouse, which was probably the highlight of the trip for me. Got to have a private tour of their beer selection. It was pretty incredible, just absolutely packed. There were so many Americans there. We visited St. Patrick's Cathedral, Trinity College, the Book of Kells, the list kind of goes on. And then we kind of ventured to the west coast of Ireland with stops in between in Galway, Killarney, the Cliffs of Moher, which if you don't know the name, look it up. You probably know of it just from the iconic imagery. The landscape is amazing, right off the coast of Ireland there. Visited the Blarney Castle, just a number of different stops along the way. If you haven't been to Ireland or you're thinking about going, I would definitely highly recommend it. It's actually only the second time that I've been to Europe, believe it or not, and it was just a very enjoyable experience. So happy to be back. I will say the lack of sports coverage over the course of the last week being in Ireland was a little difficult. Every hotel that we stopped at, you were getting very minimal sports coverage, and if you did get sports coverage, it was Gaelic football, it was football, soccer, and also rugby. Rugby is huge in Ireland. Zero baseball coverage. So we're back on track. I'm slowly catching up on the Braves. Not that I really need to right now. They're actually losing to the Mets. It's the 2025 season, so there's not much expectation here anymore. But really, getting back to kind of the card discussion, I probably really honestly wasn't missed in terms of producing content because there was just so much great national content out there, and a lot that I'm still catching up on between content that was created at the show and then also post-national coverage. Looking at some of the pickups and major stories coming out of there. So I have a lot to catch up on. I spent some time watching some of Baseball Collector Mike's videos over the course of the last couple of days. Really great content. Catching up on some of Orlando Collector's Dream content. Just a lot of good videos out there. It's going to take me a little bit to play catch up. I'm glad I wasn't here in the States when the National was happening because I definitely would have had FOMO. Still kind of have FOMO even though the National has passed. But happy to get back to creating some content and really getting things back on track here with the channel. So I do want to talk about a couple of exciting things on the horizon for the channel. We'll have episode 2 of the More Than It Seems podcast, Stories Behind the Cardboard, coming out this Thursday. So be sure to tune in. If you didn't check out episode 1, which featured Lou Brissy, which... please, I encourage you to go back and take a look. Give me some feedback on what you think of this featurized piece that I'm putting together in short form podcast. I really put a lot of work into it, and I really want to continue it. It's a nice way to blend cardboard and storytelling and baseball history, 3 of my favorite things. And then later this week, we'll also continue the Hall of Fame Auto Series by class. We're up to the classes of 2019 and 2018, so we'll take a look at those inductees, some of the autographs in my collection, and then we'll have some other interesting content along the way in the next week or two. But for this one, we're going to keep the video pretty short. I've got some pickups, some stuff that came in through the mail while I was out. along with some interesting pieces that will show another side of my collecting that is not baseball related. So let's swing the camera around and we'll take a look. Okay guys, one thing I did forget to mention, what I'm going to do at the end of this video to give you a taste of what Ireland looked like from my perspective, I am going to put together just a little slideshow of some of the scenes that we saw while we were out there in Ireland. So feel free to stick around. I'll put that at the end. I know some people might not be interested in it, but figured I'd show off some photos for those of you who don't follow me on Instagram and already saw the post. But I'll be honest, with the trip and everything that's going on, I didn't have much of an opportunity to be on the hunt for new items. Wasn't really scouring eBay while I was overseas. But I did manage to pick up a few things that were purchased via eBay either before I left or through text message exchanges from one of my hobby friends. So I will show you a few pieces here. One modern card for my Fred McGriff PC. I do have a new Hall of Fame auto, which is really exciting. 2 vintage slabs, and then a couple of unique pieces, as I mentioned before. But first, let's start off with the one modern piece for this video, and that is this 2025 Topps Fred McGriff auto out of 50, numbered 40 of 50. This is an on card of the Crime Dog. Of course, in the 1990 Topps All-Star format, which is just very appealing. Love this card. McGriff wearing the Atlanta away uniform. Happy to add this to my collection. Really, with McGriff, I collect everything, so you will see a lot of moderns. Ever since he, got inducted into the Hall of Fame, he's had new autos in pretty much every release, so more to come on that, but really happy to pick up this piece. All right, the next one, my first vintage pickup, and let's utilize some of these displays since we're here. We'll put McGriff up here. This way you guys get a good look at him. So like I was saying, the next pickup, this came from actually Jake over at Legends Never Die. We did our first deal. I've been interacting with Jake basically ever since I started this channel. Just a great guy. I really enjoy his content, and his collecting style is so similar to mine. He does a lot of vintage. He's a diehard Braves fan like myself, and of course we're going to get along. So funny story with this one, I was actually on the hunt for this card when Orlando over at A Collector's Dream showed it off during his pre-national sale. And I inquired about this, and Orlando notified me that somebody had already purchased it. Lo and behold, Jake was the individual who purchased it. So I found out that he was willing to let it go, and we struck a deal, and I'm very happy to add this 1955 Bowman Roy Campanella SGC3 to my collection. Beautiful card. I know some people knock the 55 Bowman for, the TV border. I like it. It's very nostalgic. Still got the tape on the back here. But very clean looking card of Campy. Thrilled to pick it up. Thrilled to add it to the collection. So we'll put Mr. Campanella right here. Next one, a little bit of a smaller purchase, but I'm always on the hunt for Braves and always on the hunt for Eddie Matthews. This one came along. I got it at a really good price. This is the 1964 Topps Eddie Matthews in a PSA 4. Great shot of Eddie. Very clean back there. Shows definitely how times have changed. One of the top sluggers of the game. Ed begins the 64 season as the 7th all-time home run hitter in the history of baseball. How quickly that changed. But Eddie Matthews, one of the greatest third basemen in baseball history. So we'll put him here. All right. I'm going to hold off on the very, very big pickup until the end. I'm going to show off 2 unique pieces. So for those of you who don't know me that well, outside of the YouTube community, you'll know that two of my probably biggest passions, and I'll say three of my biggest passions in life are, you know, one, first and foremost, baseball. It will always be my greatest passion in life. Two is writing. As I mentioned, I mean, it's a career endeavor. I used to be a sports reporter. That's kind of my my area of expertise and my forte. And then three is music. I have a very extensive record collection, probably close to 400 records now. I played in a band growing up. I play acoustic guitar, electric guitar, drums, keyboards, the whole nine yards. Music's a very, very important part of my life. And I love when I get the opportunity of blending passions together. And these next two pickups that I'm going to show off are kind of a culmination of that. And happened upon these at my local record store. And I'm like, you know, sure, why not? Why not pick these up? Why not add these to my collection? Just super, super cool. And let me show them off real quick. The first one here is this record. So this is called Professional Baseball: The First 100 Years, and this is pretty special. You've got, first off, this was released back in 1969. It was written by Sam Miller and produced by Larry Miller, and I just love the 1960s psychedelic style of this cover. Beautiful piece, and that's another reason why I love vinyl. I know people might say it's like hipster of me to collect vinyl, but one, yes, it does truly sound better, but also the artwork. You don't get artwork like this. I love along the side here, you've got facsimile autographs of Connie Mack, Lou Gehrig, Walter Johnson, Babe Ruth, Mel Ott, Rogers Hornsby, Ty Cobb, Hannes Wagner. And the other thing I love about this, it's narrated by Jimmy Stewart, one of my all-time favorites, and Kurt Gowdy. So I actually, because of the trip, I haven't had a chance to take a listen to this yet, but I just thought this was a really, really cool piece. And basically, from my understanding, this walks you through the history of baseball from 1869 all the way up to present day, which again, this would be 1969. Given when this record was released. But yeah, just a really, really cool piece. Really happy to add this to my collection. The other one, and I might get poked fun at for this. I might get razzed a little bit for having this, but I've got a soft spot for Charlie Brown. Okay? I know, yeah, whatever. I love the Christmas episodes. I love the Halloween episodes. I have no shame. I have kids now, so I can watch it without shame. But the other thing is, I love standard jazz music. We're talking jazz music from the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s. And you guys probably know this from Christmas music, but the Vince Guaraldi trio did most of the music for Charlie Brown. And so I picked up this piece here, A Boy Named Charlie Brown, which is just, if you're into jazz music, is a wonderful album. Great tunes. And the great thing about this, especially now that I've got, you know, 3 kids, one who's really into baseball, the thing I particularly love about this album is, yes, it did absolutely come with baseball cards. And we're talking Lucy, Charlie Brown, Linus, Peppermint Patty, Snoopy, Schroeder, Franklin, and Woodstock, with some stats on the back. So I will be handing these off to my soon-to-be 3-year-old son, and he will be having a good time with this while I'm listening to some good jazz music as I'm dropping absolutely everything. So again, no shame for enjoying Charlie Brown and jazz music, but anytime that I can meld my love for music with baseball, I will take absolutely every opportunity to do that. All right, let's get back to cards. Thank you for sticking with me for that little short interlude. But this is what we're going to talk about now. This is my big pickup of the video, and then we'll wrap it up here. You guys might know who this fine gentleman is, and that would be Mr. Dizzy Dean. And this would be his autograph. Really happy to pick this up. I've been waiting a long time to pull the trigger on this. Finally did it. PSA authenticated, very, very clean signature. Not an incredibly expensive pickup, an expensive Hall of Fame auto, but pricey enough where I waited for the right time to pull the trigger on it. There is some writing on the back that just basically labels, obviously, that it's Dizzy Dean. The thing I like about this, though, I purchased it off eBay, off of a seller who's very, very well trusted. I've purchased from him before. The thing I really enjoy is that he provided this photo of Dizzy Dean. And I just think that this could be a very cool way to display some of these autos on indexes. Of course, it's not going to stay for me. There we go. I'm going to have to get better stands if I want to do it like this. But essentially, this could be a cool way to display some of the grander signatures that are on index cards in my collection. I've thought about, is it as simple as taking this and maybe just including this so you've got an image to go along with the auto. We've talked about this in past videos. It's nice to have an image with the auto. I do like the index cards though, again, because you get the large signature, and it just seems very nice on my end. And so I've thought about the photos. I've thought about the plaque cards, the Hall of Fame plaque cards to put on the back. Really need to figure out a way to best display these rather than just keeping them, in a stack and only taking them out when I'm, showing them off in a video or showing them off to friends, whoever it might be. But really happy to pick up the Dizzy Dean auto. That's going to be it for this video, guys. I really appreciate you guys watching and stopping by the dugout. I'm happy to be back. Please expect videos on a more consistent basis now that I'm back. If you enjoyed these pickups, please like the video, leave a comment, and be sure to subscribe. Like I said, episode 2 of the short form podcast, More Than It Seems, comes out on Thursday. I have a really, really interesting story to tell, so stick around for that. Also, stick around for some photos from my trip if you are interested, and we will talk soon. I appreciate it, guys. Have a good night.